Boom. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another amazing episode of the F13 Podcast. I'm your co-host, Brian McGuinness. With me, as always, is my other co-host, who goes by the names of...
Cliffy B. I'm in a fucking mood today, dude.
Tell us why.
Just everything's like breaking on me, like everyone's like, I'm learning a lot about, on my public Facebook, which is facebook.com/Cliff.Bleszinski. And, trying to plug this podcast on there. And then I forgot, I was stupid. And somebody warned me about this on Twitter/X that, like, if you put in your bio a direct link to our link tree or anything like that, it gets weird. So you have to, like, there's all this little stuff with every little algorithm where we have to game the system. There's a reason why, like, if IGN posts like, oh, you won't believe what, this person said about this IP. And you're like, well, what did they say? And then it's like linking comments.
Everything does this. It's crazy.
My idiot brain didn't put two and two together. Like, there's a reason why that. And I'm like, hey, maybe I'll Google it. And like, yeah, because Facebook, Zuck, again, shareholder here, fucking wants to keep it all in their ecosystem because engagement. And that's the thing is, you look at some of these streamers that were considered like the top tier, they still do Twitch streams and YouTube videos and things like that. But when I read like their public Facebook or their Twitter X, I still hate saying it. I'll
never say X. I'll never say X. Don't worry about it.
It's so fucking stupid. And then, like, you'll see, like, they'll post something. They'll have like 1.5 million followers. They'll post something and they get like 13 likes. And so that's the thing is, it's not about following. It's about engagement. And that's why we have all the rage baiting. Anyway, my fucking point is I use Facebook Messenger. It's just a handy way because I don't always have everybody's number. I have a lot of that I know personally and professionally on my personal Facebook. And, even my wife and I will just DM each other, right? Like, hey, did you walk the dogs? Like that kind of shit, right?
Yeah,
and on my main PC where I do everything else, not streaming, not meetings. This is the streaming and meeting PC. Hashtag, you have so many PCs. Like suddenly I go to Messenger and it's just like waiting. And then it's like, oh, enter your code. I'm like, I enter my code and then it just sits there waiting. Yeah. My wife's Googling it. She's on ChatGPT trying to figure it out because Lauren's my fucking tech support because I'm a huge Luddite. And I fucking it won't work there. And then I log in on that PC with Edge. It's fine. And then I go into incognito window, still won't work. And then on my phone, it works. And then I go to this PC and log in on Chrome on this PC on Facebook and Messenger works just fucking fine. And the saying I would always say, technology is why I drank. Now I can say drank.
Exactly.
Yeah. So how the fuck are you, dude?
All the drinks. I'm doing good. Besides that, my PC is fine, or my Mac is fine, I think.
Fuck you.
I'm looking. I didn't shave. I haven't shaved. I usually shave like every 5 days, right?
Dude,
I'm going on like 8 or 9 right now because my special is tomorrow. So I wanted to have a nice. I'm going to shave tomorrow, probably tonight. Actually.
Oh, so for those of you who don't know, Brian, being the comedian extraordinaire, is taping his first fucking special. He's like 20 years in. He's like, now's the time. Got a solid fucking amount of people rolling out. It's going to be great. I'm bringing my tomatoes. I was hoping this was your playoff beard.
No, this is just, well, I mean, sort of is because I usually time it right. If I have nothing, I usually go like 5 days and then I'll shave that morning. If I have nothing to do, I can stretch it to maybe 6 or 7, but it gets itchy and I'm on like 8 or 9 right now. And I'm like, I'm going to just shave tonight. So
that was my main question is the itchiness. So for me having a little bit of a beard, like after I got past your stubble point, it kind of just goes away and you're not sitting there like, yo, man, I'll suck your dick, that kind of shit. And the best thing is since I still get pimples at my old age, it hides them. I have a big, like, one of those under the skin ones right here. And you can't see it. Ha 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 ha. But yeah, dude, fucking hype about your fucking special, man.
Thanks, man. I love the support. It's gonna be fun. We gotta have a good turnout. It looks like so far, and I got some fun stuff I want to do, and we'll just see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I don't know.
Are you gonna? So your hosts and featured folks you had mentioned to me are some local guys who are fucking awesome too.
Yep. Andy Forrester is gonna host, who's been doing it forever, and Mark Brady is one of the best comics down here too, and gonna have a really good time and just set the tone right, and then bring me out. And I rehearsed yesterday. I got like an hour of stuff, so I'll probably trim it down to maybe 40, unless I kill every joke. But I'll probably trim it down to like 45 minutes when I.
Oh, that's the little thing I've learned from my dipping my toe in this stuff is you can't. You gotta joke doesn't land, move to the next. Joke does land, let it breathe, right? And like you don't get nervous. I've seen you do this a bunch. You just have a really great laid back way about you. Like whereas if I ever do anything like I just burn right fucking through it. Fuck, man. Yeah, so comedy, let's keep on that while we're at it.
Sure. Yes.
So I haven't finished Joe DeRosa's comedy special. For those of you who don't know, Brian
Oh, yeah.
messaged me. I need to check this guy out. I watched the first like 15, 20 minutes, and immediately I'm like, no, this is one of those ones we save. Like this isn't one of the end of the night fart around on YouTube and watch whatever dumb videos. Like this is one that
Yeah.
deserves your full attention, because this guy, in my opinion, you know, as we, God bless him, George Carlin is dead. He feels like this reincarnation of, well, the timing doesn't work out because this guy's middle-aged looking, so that wouldn't work. But he feels like the reincarnation of George Carlin with his cynical fucking sense of humor, dude. Where did you find
Yes.
this guy?
I've known Joe forever. I've known Joe probably started comedy just a couple of years, not even before I did. I knew him in New York, and
Oh, you actually know him?
oh yeah. I'm actually trying to get him on the podcast. He's a big game collector, also.
Oh, no
So
shit.
yeah, we're gonna try to get him on. He already said he'll do it. He's just got he's been busy, obviously, with the special coming out of Netflix and stuff. But hopefully we can get him on soon. But Joe's always been so funny, very, very negative, but in a funny way. Like you said, cynical. But this special is great. I watched it.
Dude, his whole bit, like where he's talking about, like, you know, the world, everything is so shitty that when you get something that's slightly less shitty, you're like, oh my god. The whole bit he does about watch the special. I'm not going to do it justice. Where he's talking about like flying coach is so fucking horrible that if you go to first class, it's not incredible. It's just good enough that you can actually fit your seat.
That's
And
all
then
it
you
is.
get you get a glass of orange juice before takeoff, and he's like, whoa, am I a princess? Like,
Yeah, it's really good.
yeah, it's fucking good, man.
Yeah, so it's Joe DeRosa. I think it's special called "I Never Promised You a Rose Garden." That's what it's called. So
That was fucking good.
I'm glad you
Hopefully
liked
we gotta finish it. Yeah, we gotta finish that tonight. We'll get to it in a second. Start burning through the new season of Ted Lasso, which we'll get there. I just want to talk about our friend Connor. About a month and a half ago, he's like, yeah, there's this guy Jack the Whipper coming to Good Nights. Remember, you know, a local comedy club, and I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? And I looked up his social media profile, and he looks like a ringleader in a circus. You know, he's got
I
those
didn't
like
know him.
he's got Google him. He's a character, and apparently he became big initially because he would show up at all these Ren fairs, and he was raised in the circus. And his father handed him a bullwhip at age 7. Maybe not a good idea. You know, he's like pointing out the scar he has in his head from his good comedy. And but we go there, and since, you know, we get our tickets early, you know, and they love us there, we're usually front row. And I'm like, oh, we're at 206. We're not in the front row. No, there was no front row for this show, because they got rid of the front row. So 206 was the front row, because he actually is on stage with fucking bullwhips.
Holy
doing
jeez.
like, yeah, and then he's known for it. Well, so the thing is, he had all these videos, and his wife does like video production, and they took all his little videos, and they're like, fuck it, let's just throw these on TikTok and see what happens. Right. And next thing you know, he's you know, sold out a Tuesday night, and his fans just like, it was like my people. I felt like I was at the game developer conference. They were just this big, beautiful crowd of sweaty nerds. And it was just fucking great. And he's known for his thing is he'll go to the crowd and be like, name a song, and he'll pick a song from the crowd, but he'll sing the song to the beat of his whips, while he's also improvising like replacement lyrics. So he's like doing, well, whose line is it anyway? Kind of almost like freestyle stuff with the whips at the same time, while wearing this ridiculous outfit and a painted on goofy mustache. And step 3, profit. And it was actually it was a really fucking good time.
Okay, that's cool. I don't mind stuff like that. Like if you're an entertainer type character and it's not like purely stand up and you're just doing weird shit, I don't mind that, you know. But if you're just a TikTok star who blew up just because you made dumb videos, that I'm not a fan of.
No, I mean, it's just, you know, you
This
can
is
tell
different.
though.
This
I
has
mean,
got something.
well, he started as a street performer, and he tells the story of going to the Boston Common and just like, you know, cracking whips and just like, you know, I'm Jack the Whipper in the middle, and then the Boston PD, and within seconds were like on him. And then, like, you know, they were nice. They're like, okay, you have to get like a, you know, a street performer permit. This is not the place where you do it. You know, they as opposed to just kicking his ass. And then you know, he started doing it, and because initially he was actually he's a news reporter for NPR, and you know, and he hated all of it, but he actually ended his show with this whole thing, you know, saying quit your day job and do what you really love, which is nice in theory. But, you know, if they hadn't realized that they could just, you know, stumble upon putting his really funny stuff on TikTok, you know, he'd probably still be doing the news job he hated. So
yeah,
that was inspiring shit, man. But yeah,
that's
good
cool
stuff.
Yeah, if the world wasn't on fire and things were normal, we could all quit our jobs and do something we love. Which, you know,
yeah, or if you're like a trust fund kid, you know, I always say that there's 2 types of trust fund kids. I know one in town whose dad is insanely rich. He's an acquaintance, right? And what he does is he redevelops like old buildings in town, right? And helps chefs kind of open new branches of their restaurants, and he does really really cool stuff with his family's money. And then there's the ones who just become alcoholic coke addicts that are out there with daddy's black card at the bar, like, do you know who I am, those types. And it's just like, one of the many reasons I don't want to have kids, because we're fiscally comfortable, is like, that's one of the many reasons, is I just would hate to have the trust fund kid. And I actually knew people who've done okay, not even like really well. They've done just well enough, and they actually had a whole thing where, if they die in the trust, the kid can take out from the trust every dollar that they earn that year, which I actually thought was a really cool idea. Like, you earn 50 grand that year, you can take 50 grand out.
Okay.
And that's, so they're doing fucking something. At least,
My kids are screwed when I'm dead, so we have nothing for them yet. We have nothing saved for them. They'll get the house, I guess, which they'll be still paying off.
Wait for your Netflix special, dude.
Yes, of course.
Mark my words.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. No, but I'm excited to get it done and edit it and make it look all nice. I was at Neptune's yesterday, the venue, just kind of walking through stuff and planning it. So it's gonna be good. Can't wait.
How's the lighting?
Well, we have to tweak it. We're getting there. I think it's gonna look fine. It'll be okay. It's a dark place in general, so we got to get some spotlights, but it should be all right. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Yeah. So TV, you're still burning through Rick and Morty, huh?
Dude, Rick and Morty's so funny, man. I don't know. Like, there are some things where that's one of the shows where it's like, how do they think of it? Because it's borderline genius as far as like the sciencey and technical stuff. Like, the sci-fi writing in that show is, I'll put it against anything. Like, it really is crazy how smart and how like how absurd of an idea it is, but actually like, oh, that kind of would make sense in a crazy sci-fi world and stuff. Just like the way they have Rick do stuff and think about stuff, and the way he explains things in a very condescending way that no one else understands. Like, I think it's amazing, and it didn't lose anything with Roiland leaving. Like, the two voice actors are great, and like sometimes you notice that it's not him, but besides that, like the writing is still top notch.
I need to go back to it. If you recall, my sister-in-law's partner, Ryan Ridley, still working on it, and he's brilliant. And it's always one of those, whenever we all meet up for Christmas, it's like, Ryan, what awesome stuff are you doing that you don't tell us about? And ever since Justin left, I was like, I'm not gonna watch it that much, blah blah blah. But the ones we have watched since then have been great. It's one of those things I just keep forgetting to go back to it, because I still have all of my like Rick and Morty shirts, and that whole Justin story just broke my heart, because he's a friend, and there was so many factors involved with that. We don't even have time to go into it, but I will go back to that. And fucking,
I always forget too, because it's on HBO Max. It's not on like Cartoon Network or it's on like, oh yeah, I forgot it's on HBO for some reason.
Well, yeah, we'll be fucking around on HBO. Like, okay, did we watch Last Week Tonight with John Oliver? Are we caught up on House of the Dragon? Oh fuck, I forgot Rick and Morty's on here.
Right,
okay,
right. It's always in there. Yeah, but it's great.
But yeah, Ted Lasso's back, and
I watched the first one.
Yeah, we burned through the first two, and then we hit that whole thing. We've had the same thing happen with fucking Lucky, the new Anya Taylor-Joy show, which Anya Taylor-Joy is just, she could do no wrong for me. She's an amazing actress, and she just looks like this beautiful elf. And then what was the other one? Furious, with Emmy Rossum from Shameless, which is the whole like, FBI agent is hunting a serial killer, but the twist is the serial killer is a woman, right? And then you realize why the woman's killing all these guys. You're like, okay, makes sense. And then we did the whole thing where like we burned through X episodes after hearing about some of the hype, and then we're like, we hit that brick wall of slide down, where it's like, oh, okay, now I have to put it in my phone. Okay, Apple TV every Wednesday. Yeah, exactly. Okay, HBO Thursdays. Like, just fuck. Like, what are we back to? Stupid NBC must see TV, Seinfeld and Friends program, or VCR kind of shit. That's God. I'm still so fucking angry. But Ted Lasso, the second episode though. There's a whole bit that they do where it's the kind of low level women's soccer team in England that they rope them back into, and Hannah Waddingham is just still wonderful, beautiful, amazing, badass. And the women have just like they have this like tiny little like locker room, and then they make an arrangement where they actually get the guest men's locker room, and then Keeley just kind of dolls it all up, and I actually did the whole Ted Lasso thing where it roped me into catching some feels in episode fucking 2.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it yet.
It's good. It's good, man. It's
Yeah.
good.
All right. Nice. Yeah, we're watching. I told you, Friends and Neighbors, which we're just like reluctantly trying to just finish it because it's like it's fine. It's nothing
Dude,
great.
that
And
was
then
literally on my list, and I trust your taste,
yeah,
so I was just like,
yeah,
shh.
it's fine. And then Silo, which is I thought has gotten worse this season.
Okay, I'm glad I didn't start with it because again, Lauren was reading Wool, which, if you recall, was the book series it was
Yeah, the
based on.
first two seasons were great, and this third season is just kind of like it's just like I don't know. It's
Did
weird.
is this when they got out of the silo?
Not yet. I mean, one of them. Yeah, I mean, the main girl has, but that's it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it reminds me, I was able to go see a screening of Lost many years ago, and Damon Lindelof was like hosting it. And he made the point about Lost being a TV show, and his quote, for lack of a better term, his words, the show itself from the start has cancer because you're putting these people on an island and they either get off the island or don't. And, and what that show did was what I call the pyramid scheme of storytelling, where they will, they set up all these questions. What's with the smoke? What's with the fucking bear? What's going on here? Right. And then, they'll eventually answer one question like, oh, that's what that was. And then they'll ask three more. And then you're like, what the fuck? And then inevitably they, narratively, they paint themselves into a corner where there's absolutely no way the ending could be satisfying. And lo and behold, for those who were roped into that show, apparently it wasn't. Character-wise, apparently it was, but when you actually want to know.
I thought it was fine, but they do that because they want you to keep watching, so they'll keep dragging it out as long as they can. So I
exactly,
get that.
but that's why Vince Gilligan was a fucking genius with Breaking Bad, because he's like point A, point B, and we're fucking done. I mean, they did that El Camino like bit and all that, the slight spinoffs, and the Saul apparently was great. I watched a little bit of it, and I was like, I think I'm done with this universe. But I don't know.
I liked Saul better than Breaking Bad by the time it was done.
Really?
Yeah, loved it. Loved Better Call Saul. Absolutely.
Okay, well, Odenkirk is just fantastic. Did you see Nobody?
No, not yet. I know it's been on my list forever to watch that.
Dude, watch it. It's the what I've always said. It's this category of like middle-aged men just kicking ass. Like you look at like Taken and all these things, and like you really realize your average like male hero, mostly the last like 15 plus years, is usually a dude who's like late 40s at least. And maybe it's because the target audience is older dudes. You're like, yeah, I want to. That's me. Like Jason Statham's got to be 50 plus at least at this point, right?
Probably, I would guess so.
Yeah, and Nobody 2 is also a great take on it as well.
He was born to be an action star. That's why he can do it till he's 70.
He really fucking would stay. And Statham just like pulls off the ball thing extraordinarily well, as do you, sir.
Thank you. Want to do some Speakpipe? Some fan questions?
We have some. Hopefully, it's somebody farting into a ukulele.
We got 4 of them. One, the guy talked so long he didn't even get to his message. He was rambling so much, which is hysterical. But we got a couple. We got some good ones.
You should put that up somewhere as a director's cut.
Yeah, I love this. I love that people send messages like in weird ones. We got a repeat customer already, a repeat caller. Yeah. So let's just dive in. We'll
fire away.
Let me go. This is the first one we got.
Greetings, F13. The pod was a quick listen, and it's always informative to encounter the dynamic mind of Cliff Bleszinski. Having said that, I've not seen your timeline for a while, Cliff, but we have traded some tweets along the way. The utmost respect for what you created, the genres you've jumped in media, and honestly, your body of platform awareness. I think I'm going to keep it at that because I would love to chat with you, gents. I'll leave a hanging question at the end. But, Cliff, you speak a language that very few people I've encountered do. Who am I? Indie media for about 10 years now. Seeing the rise and fall of the age of information, the platform wars, the culture war, as you would say. And we've bumped many circles, so it's probably long overdue. I'll link you guys to my most recent convention interview pod. It's pretty tasty, but the question I would leave with you, and specifically for Cliff, but it's always a pleasure to see many perspectives. So this one's for you too, Brian. And that is it time for artists to lead?
Lead or leave?
Is it time? Could a candidate win?
That's it. He only gets 90 seconds.
Okay, that was a lot there.
It's a great intro. Lot of stuff up front.
Well,
And then
flattery is fine. That's cool.
yeah.
You're only as good as your failures. But the whole thing is,
So what it,
I haven't seen you on my timeline. I'm like, I post every day, motherfucker.
well,
If anything,
you just mentioned the algorithm. That's all it is. Yeah.
it really is. But could artists lead or leave?
I think leave. Do you want to just guess what his question was going to be? Should artists leave?
Maybe he's getting political. Could like artists like be
Oh.
leaders? And I'm like, well, I mean,
okay.
Hitler was a painter. Wah, wah, wah.
I'm gonna cut that from the episode. Jesus Christ.
But I mean, was he talking about AI? Like, what's he talking about?
I assume he might have been to an AI. He might have been going the AI route. I don't know. Feel free to send another message, dude.
Yeah.
A little shorter next time. Sorry, you only got 90 seconds. I wonder if he just kept talking for like 4 or 5 minutes and he didn't realize that the 90-second thing.
I want to hear what he has to say. So whatever his name was, tell him to call right back in, and we'll see what we can do.
So, but should artists leave or lead? I'll say lead. What will you say?
I would say lead as long as they're properly medicated.
Sounds good. Don't leave, artists. We need you. All right, artists are very important. Here's another one that we got.
Hey guys, long time caller, first time listener.
Love that.
So I just had a question for Cliff.
Here we go.
When are you going to make Jazz Jackrabbit 4?
Jesus Christ! At least it's not a Gears question, right? Should we tell them? Should we tell them that you're working on it? But Jazz is in legal. Jazz is in a legal battle with somebody.
This ties into one of our dear friends, hilarious woman, very intelligent, named Maida, and she's one of the lawyers at Epic, very, very high up there. And she recently went on vacation, and she told me at karaoke on Monday at the Raleigh Beer Garden, for the record. And she's like, yeah, when I came back, she had a lot of work to do. And I'm like, cool. And she's like, that means my job is secure. I'm like, cool. And she's like, ask for a raise then. Cool. And so then she's like, what about Jazz? And they're like, oh, well, he hasn't really posted about it. And she's like, he talks about it on the podcast all the fucking time.
Thank you, Maida.
It's in his mind. And like, we were literally, we'll talk about Pal World once Genna gets on, because I want to get there. We were watching like the honest trailers for Pal World last night, and they were going through like the different, Pokemon ripoffs that are in Pal World. And they cut to like this one rabbit looking thing that was green. And the caption they used in the honest trailer, swear to God, I haven't posted about it myself. It says Jazz Jackrabbit called or something like that. And,
nice.
I think Jazz is more than ever in the zeitgeist. And would I make it myself? Not necessarily. Would I, potentially contract with and produce and consult on a very talented studio that would do something with Jazz? Absolutely. I think a platformer would be great. I love that sweet pixel art more than anything. But I think a first-person shooter, like in the vein of Jumping Flash, I've always said would be really, really sweet.
Yeah, I would love to see Jazz come back as a platformer myself, but that'd be cool. Either way, that'd be great. So hopefully that answers your question there. We got one more for us. Then we got one more for Jen. We have a guest, Genna Bain, coming on, by the way, folks, in a few minutes, but we're going to save her question.
Genna's like, I'm your first VTuber on there. And I'm like, yes, Genna. Yes, you are.
We got one more question for us here.
Hello, gentlemen. Roll that window up. I'm delivering mail here. So, long-time listener, second-time caller.
This is that guy from last week. He asked a question. Frazzleberry or something.
Frazzle STD, as I was referred to as. Hey, so I asked about the TV show thing, and you guys said you guys don't rewatch TV shows, but you guys replay video games. And I'm thinking, that's something I really don't do. I don't replay a lot of video games. If I love a game, I'll recommend it heavily. Like BioShock is always on the list. Shadow of the Colossus is always on the list. I'll go out of my way to tell people, like, you need to play these games. But I don't really replay games. Now that brings me to my question. What is your guys' absolute food that you have to revisit? A food that you're like, oh, I need it once a week, once a month. What is it? Like, what's a food that you guys go buck wild for? For me, cheesecake, baby.
Cheesecake, baby. I love a good cheesecake. So real quick about games, I don't really replay that many games, especially like long single player games. I think one and done. I did do Last of Us 2 like 5 years after it came out, just like get that feeling again. But like I don't replay long games like that. Like I'll play, Turtles in Time or NBA Jam and Mario World, things like that. But I don't really replay many games. Do you? especially long run.
Yeah, I don't really replay shit. I was thinking
Yeah.
about jumping back into Expedition 33 for a little bit, just so because now, like,
Side quests and stuff, or
well, yeah,
whatever.
and I was halfway through the fucking game before I figured out the Picto system and the weapon upgrades.
Right.
And then I'm like, oh, this suddenly got a little bit easier. I don't have to get every parry perfectly every time.
Yeah.
And then, I'm tempted to go jump into a little bit of more of the Power Wash Simulator since I beat the campaign. But that last bit pixel hunt of the year at 99% in mashing tab and looking around the map, and there's one little section you missed.
Yeah.
It's like they could have just put a little audio beep to like let you know, kind of like beep, 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 beep,
That'd be good.
like colder, warmer, like boom, little thing. Maybe they fixed it in the sequel. It's like you're enjoying it, you're washing it, and then you're like, oh, now 1%. Now it's on you to figure out where the fuck that is. Fuck you guys.
I heard 2 is a bit more forgiving with that. What food do you crave every week? That's a good question. I mean, I love a good Nestle Crunch bar, to be honest.
Those are good. And
Right?
that's the thing. I keep bringing it up, but ever since I quit drinking, my sweet tooth has been through the fucking roof. I love like golden Oreos are really good. Keebler fudge stripes,
Really?
they got the rent on that tree is really high. They got to make those stripes with that elf magic. But I love a good fucking prime rib. And I've had bad prime rib in my day, but the au jus, you just dump that, you just slop it on, the Tim Robinson animated GIF. And anytime somebody talks about like fucking AI, slop it on.
Sloppy steaks.
Yeah. But then I just, take a piece and put it in that horseradish sauce and hits the palate. And that shit is expensive and delicious. And yeah, I do love a good pizza. And it's one of those things. Brian, you being from the Northeast, good pizza. Like all the places down here in the South are like New York pizza. Then you have a slice. You're like, that's not fucking New York pizza.
Yeah. I have a thing, and people get mad, but most New York pizza is kind of the same. I say there's like most is pretty similar, and then there's a few that are like, that stand out that are really, really good. Like overall, they're all pretty good. There's some like the dollar slices are gross, but overall, most of it's really good.
I mean, regardless about what you think about Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports,
he's an asshole. He's such an asshole.
He's got a whole army, and I don't want the army coming after me.
I don't care. Bring it on, Dave Portnoy, you piece of shit. Maybe we'll get.
I was hooked on his one slice series for a while because half the time when I see a slice, I can tell just by fucking looking at it. Like, it's got the little bubbles and everything. And then you look at the undercarriages and how much flop it has. You get a slice and then it just goes. You want it to have just a tiny bit of flop. You have to have that cornmeal on the bottom, a little bit,
I love
tiny
that.
bit burnt.
Yeah, there's a place in Queens that used to do that underneath at the bottom. And I started when I make pizza at home. I sprinkle that on the stone before I put the dough on. I like that.
Well, that was the thing. When we saw what's her name, Jenny Tian at Goodnight, who's kind of like imagine Ali Wong meets Jim Jeffries, and I'm not just saying that because she's from Australia and Asian, but maybe I am. And she was fucking hilarious, packed house, all 5 shows sold out, and she's mentioning she wants to be famous to the point where she's on the wall of a New York pizza joint. And afterwards, I said hello to her, and I was like, "Are you talking about like Lombardi's?" And she's like, "Oh, I was talking about a place in New York." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's off Spring Street," but there was a line, and I didn't want to hold her up. But she was so nervous about using Australian terms for things because this is one of her very few shows she's done so far in the States. And at the end of her show, she tells people to turn on their flashlights, so she could do the whole like get a photo with the crowd. And then she said, "Turn on your torches," and I was like, "Ha, got him." And so I became that guy at the end of the show. I was like, "You were all worried about using those terms, and then you said torches," and she was just like, her look was just like, "Fuck you, dude."
Yeah. Anyway. We had Australian friends in Queens. They moved back to Australia, but they said torches and things. I'm like, what? I love that instead of flashlight. Torch is so funny.
Well, I think flashlights ruin the term flashlight for all of us.
That might be true. Yeah, it might be very true.
Hey, so I think we're at time. Is Genna in the green room or?
She's not yet. Hopefully she's coming in soon.
Okay, so I mean, we could just shoot the shit while we're waiting for the third person to arrive.
Of course.
Is the link working? I don't have my Gmail up.
Yeah, of course.
The joys of live recording, even though we're not technically live.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, where we're going? You know where we're going tonight for dinner?
Nope.
That RH Roof Place at North Hills.
I don't know about it.
So I did not either until we were driving by it, and obviously no Restoration Hardware. Like I didn't know this was a thing that Restoration Hardware opened a fucking restaurant. I'm like, okay, what's next? Rooms to Go opens a bistro. Like, what the fuck? And so apparently it's really good and really fancy. And so, we eat out all the time, as right? Because, we'll make taco night here once in a while, right? Laura makes a mean bolognese too. I should have you guys over for it. And so the thing is I'm like, you know what, tonight let's switch it up a little bit. So we're gonna do the RH rooftop, and then I'm like,
Cool.
I'm googling. It's like, is there a dress code? Can I wear jeans? I'm like,
Sure.
and every place that has a dress code just wants to make sure you just didn't come in from playing pickleball or basketball. You know, that you come in like all schleppy or with fucking overalls smelling like fucking cheap shit. You know, and it's so we're gonna give that a go. Because the Ruth's Chris at North Hills in Raleigh, North Carolina has greatly slid, and I wrote a very stern Google review. If you go to Google, by the way, and look up Cliff Bleszinski, you can see the handful of Google reviews that I have done that are public. And it's not often I throw a business under the bus, but I did at that point because I've been going to Ruth's Chris for years, man.
I know. Yeah, it was a weird experience that night. I think they were just obviously there was only like us and maybe 2 other tables there. I think, if that, maybe just.
Well, then we should have had extra attention.
Yeah, and I think they just wanted to not be there. But one of our fans, Chris, just asks, "Are your utensils a hammer and nails at the roof restoration hardware restaurants?"
Yeah, seriously, right?
It's like very,
well, that's. I mean, that ties into the whole like, you know, IKEA. Right, like I don't get it. It's just like I think they is the furniture, like if the furniture is cheaper, I don't want it because it's supposed to be in my house for decades. Is it particle board? And then if I can put it together myself with an Allen wrench, that means it's more likely to fucking fall apart in the first place. And I think it ties back to, you know, I'm assuming the G.I. Joe you grew up with was the same I grew up with, because Lauren's like, my figures were really big. I'm like, did they bring the old school big?
They were, they were originally big in the 70s, and then they became the shorter ones in the 80s. Yeah.
But Lauren's generation, they got big again. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, because I wasn't playing with. Yeah, I wasn't playing with G.I. Joe back at that point. So I'm like, I'm all fucking confused about it. But my whole point is when you would get like, you know, the vehicles, you would just get like the sheet of like plastic parts. And then it was just like a model kit at that point. And you like were excited as a kid. You're like, I get to put this together myself. And like when I got older, and like they'd have like, you know, these cool Mazinger like figures and things like that. And whenever it wouldn't be like the pre-built die-cast metal one, it would just be like it's a kit. You have to get some nice glue and just glue the fucking thing together. And I'm like, no, like I don't want to do that myself. And then you'd have to put the stickers on yourself.
I was a big I love the decals. I was very slow and meticulous with all my Ninja Turtle. I still have all like I have like the sewer, the turtle blimp. I have everything still. And my decals are very like.
Did you take the penny and smooth them out?
I don't think I did that, but I definitely was like, I took pride when I was 9 years old in doing decals on my action figures.
That was some fucking hardcore technique back there. And I was, you know, like since we had, you know, I told you about the visit where the brother-in-law, Lauren's twin, came with their 6-year-old and their 1-year-old. And again, in the grand scheme of things, pretty darn good kids, but still kids. And like shit's just moved in my house. The little kid was trying to be a good kid. He's like turning off lights, you know, because I'm sure he's been taught that because, you know, electricity costs money, but I have like LEDs that, you know, cost like 10 cents a year.
Right.
And I like my lighting to be a certain way, which is why my lighting wasn't bad and all the stuff that I did. And I'm like, I can walk into a room, and if a light fixture with the little knob between 1 and 10 has been modified at all, I'm like, I fucking know it. I can spot the difference. Who touched my fucking lighting? But anyway, everything's back in order at her home.
Good. Sounds good. Our guest is here.
We're
gonna bring in.
We get to give her crap about being late.
No, I'm seeing this avatar. I'm not. We're gonna talk to. I mean, you feel free. You can do the intro, Cliff, if you want, because this is awesome. But we're gonna talk to the amazing Genna Bain. Is here, everybody? Let her hear it. Where's my?
Oh, 1 second. I'm sorry. I'm just here we are. Hi. Hello.
What is going on? You were in the wrong place.
I was. There was a meeting link that was originally provided in the initial invite.
You know what? I'll take the blame. In the calendar invite, it automatically does a Google thing, but then I sent a separate StreamYard link, and I should have been like, hey, we'll use this, but my bad. But you're here now.
No, you're fine. I felt like a stupid floof. I was just over there like, well, yep.
My fault.
How you doing? I was gonna give you shit, and then it turns out it was Brian's fault.
It was my fault. Yeah.
Yeah. So how the hell are you?
You can give me shit anyway. I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm in a mood today.
I feel that.
What happened?
I feel very Who Framed Roger Rabbit right now. Like we're talking to, like we're humans talking to a cartoon in a way.
Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
But why?
love it.
But why Roger Rabbit? Why not Jessica Rabbit?
Well, no, I'm
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
like the movie, but of course, you are
Oh,
Jessica Rabbit.
as a whole.
I'm-
Okay, I was gonna say.
You did notice, right as she said Jessica Rabbit, she kind of crouched down and the anime boobs did the thing that they do.
Oh,
yeah.
the boobs are gonna do the booba all day, every day. What do you mean? Everything's better with booba. Do you not agree?
Well, that's my whole thing is I always say everybody loves boobs, you know, straight people, gay people, everyone in between, you know. So, I mean, I just love that, you know, the avatar that you chose and many of the VTubers, and I'm leading with the boobs. I was going to get to the boobs at the bottom of the list for the record. That's that meme. I'm a simple man. I see boobs, I hit like, but just the physics like that have become so appealing to everyone where it's just like, you know, it's like you ever see the old video of Kate Upton, the famous model who's very voluptuous, and she did the 0G flight, and she was just
my god, I haven't
floating
thought about
around
that in forever.
right? Blast from the past, Kate Upton.
I have not forgotten about it.
I can tell.
I'm gonna get probably a lot of shit at our nice dinner at the Restoration Hardware restaurant later, which is weird, a whole thing. But yeah, it's just like going back, you know, back in the day, you know, speaking of boobs, I did in fact enjoy Dead or Alive beach volleyball.
Oh, me too, actually. Like it was one of the best esports at the time.
Like what was the first game to really put in the booby jiggle physics? Was it Dead or Alive? Like I know some probably had like just very subtle, but that was just like, hey, check us out over here. Like that was the first one to really go for it, I feel like.
I feel like that was the first time I've ever really noticed it as well. It's interesting though, in certain games, anything above 60 frames per second actually breaks jiggle physics.
No shit.
Yeah. So in the critically acclaimed
nerds.
MMORPG, Final Fantasy 14, if you set your FPS higher than 60, it breaks jiggle physics. And I'm just like, you should really play that game at 60 FPS. Trust me on this.
That goes back, like that should not have been. I think it was a Ubisoft executive years ago who made the case where, like, what's the frame rate of movies? Like 48 frames a second, I think, or 24. 24. But then Peter Jackson did like some
The Hobbit in like 60 or something or plus or some weird it looked like a soap opera.
That's what everyone said. It just looked fucking weird, man. And but he was like, oh, you must have the cinematic frame rate for the game. And gamers were like, you know, this is an interactive medium, right? But he should have been like, we cannot go above the 60 frames because of the boobs. And you know,
I like that you give him that accent. That's fantastic.
Yeah. That is my French accent.
I usually play I usually just play Tomb Raider in slow motion anyway. So that's
for me it doesn't work. I need the OG Lara Croft. I need the polygons. If the polygon boobs are not there, I don't want it.
The new one's so hot.
I love that. You've seen the women who do the cosplay low poly on purpose, right? They literally they get like the PVC or whatever UVA foam, whatever the foam is. My wife knows all that, and they just like make the pointy ass boobies and things like that. And I love that also in those internal teams over the years where things have swung left, right, boobs, no boobs, male gaze, and all that stuff. And and they're just like they had to agonize over how pretty they made Lara, how voluptuous they made her, where the camera was here, how much the neckline was. You know, they literally had to like agonize over that shit.
Also in Mortal Kombat 9, the girls were wearing almost nothing, and then in the later ones, they're like fully covered. And it's just like, pick one, guys. Can we get something in the middle at least? Like I noticed that too. But the weird thing, Reptile's got a huge schlong.
Do you know? I think that the games are these days leaning a bit more towards like fan service for everyone. Like you look at things like Marvel Rival skins. I don't really play the game, but I'm seeing some of the skins that they roll out because friends of mine do play it, and I'm like, those proportions are very interesting. Are you sure you guys play this just because you like the game? I have some questions.
Who was it though that had the bulge? Because I can't remember what character. And was it like the promotional art was the character was also like leaning back, so the camera was right down.
I hope it was the Hulk.
He's like this, like Chekhov's gun with his pants. He's like, they're gonna rip.
Big old gamma cock. You know?
But I mean, That'd be a great band name, Gamma Cock.
Hell yeah.
Cock.
They'll tear
Let's
their shirts
go.
off halfway through.
But I think, I mean, we can joke all about boobs and butts and dicks and everything, but I think there's a real honest to God conversation to be had about that pendulum swinging back in regards to
no pun
people,
intended.
People like, humans are sexual visual creatures, and they like to see attractive characters doing interesting things, and there's room for average and unattractive characters as well, but
that's why we get views. Yes, the average unattractive podcast
with that deep 51-year-old pimple underneath my facial hair right here.
But do you know, you too could become a VTuber and not have to worry about any of that.
Maybe 1 week we should just do that. Can you create an avatar for us? And we could just be that 1 week.
Yes, I can actually. I can do that for you.
All right, hold on. Let's start at the beginning. Let's talk about Genna and like how this came about. And
that's exactly what I was gonna want to go to her superhero origin story.
Yes.
Oh, goody!
I'm dying to know like how this happened, but because this is so interesting. Go for it. Take it away, wherever you want to start. I guess like how you started doing this. Yeah.
I mean, I think with everything that's, I guess, somewhat transformative in content and in career, a lot of times it happens with a tragedy. For me, I lost my late husband, the late great John Total Biscuit Bain, who created content on YouTube for years, especially in the indie gaming space. Trying to uplift indie developers who were doing it right and slamming AAAs who were quote unquote doing it wrong, and everywhere in between.
He gave me my fair share of shit, so admittedly.
Oh yes. To your credit, we love Gears 3. Let's go.
My whole point about him is he was tough but fair. But I'm sorry, go on.
No, you're fine. My personal favorite, by the way, Jazz Jackrabbit. But anyway, that's another story.
That's 2 jazz mentions so far today.
Heck yeah. So for after he passed, due to colorectal cancer, get your butts checked, please. This is my moment of advocacy. Get your butts checked.
I just shit in a box last year, actually.
Let's go.
Thing, and it was a perfect sample. It was perfect. They said there was A+ they gave me.
It's a little Hershey's kiss right there.
It was like a soft serve. They were like, thank you for giving us, some people just throw it in a box and it's all over the place. Sorry, it's gross.
Exactly. After he passed, there were, I don't know, I was very lost. I didn't really remember like kind of who I was really, because for so long I had been his wife and manager, and I'd had several careers by that point. I got my start in voice acting when I was quite young, and unfortunately it was in a kind of unsavory part of voice acting, I must admit.
Such like we like dubbing like foreign porn or something.
Like in the first wave of Japanese animation that came over to America, I was underage at that point. But when the second wave started coming over, I started working with companies like Anime 18, and I used an alias all during that time. So a lot of people have heard my voice and just didn't know it was ever me, and you will never find out which ones it was. Do not ask. So I got my start in voice acting, and then I moved when obviously I married my late husband. I started helping him manage his career. So then I leaned into esports at that point. We, started an esports team for StarCraft 2 in South Korea. So I became owner of an esports team. I did a lot of things. I managed players. I was an esports agent for a time, and I've done so many different things. I had no idea what to do when he passed, because he was my whole world. And I knew I wanted to do something in the gaming space, and I knew I wanted to do something to advocate and help people, I guess. I wanted to spread awareness about colorectal cancer, for one. And I also wanted to address things like mental health concerns, because I feel like a lot of times gamers don't really get that kind of support. It's more like, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said, you think?
Oh, just a bit.
Well, that's good because our guest last week, Mike Wilson, they have a foundation as well for gamers and mental health. So this is
Oh,
awesome.
heck yeah. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. I love that.
Yep.
I really wanted to connect with the audience that he left behind, and I was so afraid that people would forget about him. I was so fearful that people would forget about all the good work that he did and all of the awareness that he brought to smaller studios and the impacts that their games can have on the world. Because right now, I'm not sure if y'all have seen like the GDC reports that came out for 2026, but there are so many people trying to get into the games industry today that they feel completely lost. They are now competing with seniors as they're graduating, and they're unable to find jobs. Artists may be able to have portfolios and things to pull from or a show reel to pull from, but a lot of times, like, programmers are feeling lost because a lot of stuff is now being vibe coded. It's a very scary time to be in gaming in general.
Or
So,
anything.
yeah, right. In this economy, hello. Yes. But yeah, so I don't know. My heart has always been into video games. I've always loved video games. So now I mostly am a VTuber and I stream over on twitch.tv/Genna Bain.
Right.
Plug.
No,
Shameless.
explain pretend I'm dumb. Explain the difference
Oh,
between
okay.
just a YouTuber and a VTuber. Explain the difference between that.
Oh, yeah. So YouTubers typically make structured content. Like it's either like an essay or it's informative. It's something to entertain you, but it is heavily, heavily edited. When you're a VTuber and you're just streaming, you are by the seat of your pants. Whatever comes up in the chat, you latch onto that and you make use of it and you make content out of it. If someone comes in and they're having a bad day, sometimes you may try to take that on and try to make their day better, make them laugh, be a bit of an entertainer. I'm sure, Brian, you know what it's like to, lift someone's day up through
Oh, I
comedy.
try.
You try. But even just sharing some of like the most beloved video games from our childhood, I feel like a lot of people are leaning into retro content these
Oh, yeah.
days.
Big time.
Or first reactions, like if I haven't played a game before and they are like, oh my gosh, you have to play this game. There are a lot of games I didn't get to play as a kid because I didn't have access to all the consoles back when I was a kid. I had an NES, the first one.
Yeah.
I didn't get a Super NES. No, instead
God.
I got a hand-me-down Sega Genesis.
Not bad.
Oh, yep.
And then after that, I bought my very first console because by that time I was like 16 working
Which
in the
was
mall.
what was your first console?
PlayStation. It was a PlayStation that I bought with my very first own money. And then I bought an Xbox shortly after because I wanted to play Halo.
Nice. That's great.
But
Now,
yeah,
so then the thing with do I call it an avatar? I don't know. I don't want to say the
it
wrong
is.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
cool. And that's your real voice, or is that like a
Oh,
mod?
yeah, this is no filter. I mean,
Okay,
I
no
got my
filter
start in voice acting, so I can be all
Yeah.
over the place, and
No, I'm
I don't.
I
Oh, yeah, no, you're fine.
I
No,
figured.
so the
Yeah.
analogy initially, because we've communicated across social. You and Lauren have gone back and
Oh,
forth,
yeah.
rating, blah blah blah. But this is the first time I've actually sort of been communicating face to face with you. But the first impression, again, I watched some of your clips, but hearing your voice here, like the first instinct that I got was a little bit, of course, anime vibe. But the thing that, like, if you've done the Disneyland Disney World thing and interacted with the princesses, the lovely young women that they have, play Cinderella and Snow White and etc. They have that kind of like that. I can't do it because my voice is like shot from karaoke and alcohol over the years. But it's just that whole like, gee, that little like,
yeah, the little vocal lilt. All the Disney princesses do it.
I'm gonna start doing that. I gotta throw something in my repertoire. Maybe I'll do that. Yeah.
Oh goodness. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's because I see myself on camera. I see the character and I feel like this is how she sounds, and I think that gets into my head a lot. I'm forcefully trying to like find my lower register right now, which I can find. It takes a minute. For some reason, chat in in streams often likes the lower register, and I'm not sure if it's because they think I'm a dommy mommy or what, but they sure do like they like making me uncomfortable with that.
I've never actually heard that, but
That's great.
the higher register, I'm not even into like that ASMR, but those who like that, I can see how people
Yeah.
could actually glom onto that.
I think
And
it's so
I
funny.
mean,
I can just picture some guy like talk lower, scream like my dad. Come on, talk to me like tell me I suck. Like,
No, a lot of times it's like just basic encouragement, like, "Hey guys, why don't you drink some water?
all right,
Why
I
don't
get
you
it.
take your medication today?
I'll be right back.
Have you done something good for yourself today?"
there is a whole psychology there that there's so much to unwrap there.
We're on the right business. This is where we're doing. I'm being a VTuber. God damn it, that's what I'm going into next. This is awesome.
Who had a good potty? You know?
Right.
But I mean, I think there's more to that. Like I was saying, in regards to the idea of the digital fantasy, going back to the idea of the surrogate girlfriend, the idea of, I saw this article, I've mentioned this during the podcast, of that there's a certain generation of like 14 and 15-year-old boys that have AI girlfriends now, because they see girls their age, because everybody's an idiot at that age, let's be honest, but they just don't want to even deal with it, because they're like, you know what, I'll just go home to my own version of Siri and, you know, talk to her. She doesn't judge me. She listens to me. She wants to know how my day was. And I think, you know, you look at everything sci-fi, you know, even going to, you know, the last Blade Runner film, where Gosling had, you know, his Ana de Armas kind of, you know, AI character that he was his virtual girlfriend. I really think more than ever that whole thing is that's coming online right now. But also you look at, you know, robots, and it's really merging into that movie Companion. I don't know if you saw that one, which was fantastic. Sophie Thatcher, and I think it was Jack Quaid in it, who's just great at playing an asshole. And then Soulmate, which came out recently, Soul M number 8 TE, and the TE is redundant at that point, but they actually mentioned it in the movie, which is actually really funny, which actually was not bad from James Wan, you know, Megan and all that shit. But it really feels like we're headed to a future where dudes just don't want to date anymore. Do you think that's where we're headed?
Well, that is difficult, because as a woman, that's hard to accept. But at the same time, there are also AI boyfriends, and I find that, like,
come on,
I know y'all are being replaced. No,
that is really funny that we never even thought of AI boyfriend. It's only the AI girlfriend. That's
yeah.
Obviously,
Stephanie Bryles is into that kind of thing. Ask her next time you see. She has those little yaoi games and all that shit.
I've seen that. You know, I was just thinking. I was writing down a bit. I had an idea. You know those comics back in the 80s. My wife's a bitch. Take my wife, please. What's a comic like 40 years from now going to be like? Hey, my AI wife's a bitch. What's that going to be like? I'm trying to think of a developer that character.
Right. My AI wife won't cook the food that I want.
Exactly. AI wife won't. Yeah. So there's gotta be something there. I'll figure it out soon. But that'd be a funny bit.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I worry that people are just afraid to engage with humanity in a way.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
have you seen humans? Have you talked to us?
We're scary.
I mean, you made a great counterpoint, because I threw dudes under the bus, but I think it's a universal issue in the fact that loneliness. I've said this before, that loneliness is an industry now.
Yes, absolutely, and it's a very profitable one. And that's scary.
Genna, we do this thing called Speakpipe, where people can leave us a message, like they can record like a 90-second question, or just they can fart for who cares, whatever it is, and they can send it to us. We did a few before, and somebody left you a message. I wanted to play it for you now.
So
you can hear it. So if you have, it's a quick one, but here we go. Speaking of, it kind of ties into what we were just talking about, I think. So here we go.
Yeah.
Hey Genna, you're one of the best people I know. I don't really have any questions, so should I get the yellow or the brown dress?
That's
the yellow dress or the brown? What? Oh,
I don't know. That's what.
The yellow one.
Yellow.
Happiness. Let's go. Yeah.
Yellow dress. He said you are the best person he knows. How does that make you feel?
That is extremely parasocial. But that, honestly, I know that happens, especially in VTuber spaces, in streamer spaces in general, because chat is right there and the streamer is right there. Clifford, you've seen this maybe happen with the lovely Lauren. Shout out Lauren, we love her.
She's all right.
She's okay. She's great.
Having such instant access, it's not like on YouTube. Well, I mean, obviously if you stream on YouTube, then maybe it's like that, but if you're just releasing a video, you can just scroll through the comments at your leisure and just be like, well, that's kind of weird, okay, scroll on.
Right.
But when it's happening live and you want to engage with your audience, and I feel like authenticity is extremely important these days in a world full of AI, and AI can do pretty incredible things, but it's also kind of killing some parts of our creativity out here.
So is that a big difference? It's like the live interactivity that you do versus?
Yeah.
I got you. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, because it's, if you stream quite regularly, people get used to waking up and there you are. You're there, you're streaming, you're playing maybe one of their favorite games, and they can just like keep you up in the background while they go about their day. During
Right.
the pandemic, a lot of people started working from home, and so it's almost like being kind of a companion to them in some way, or just sound in the background perhaps. I know
Yeah.
not everybody engages with the content in the same way. I happen to play a pretty popular MMORPG, so a lot of people can play in the game with me, and we can
Gotcha.
raid together, we can do content together. So it's a lot more interactive than things used to be when you were semi
Yeah.
famous on the internet, where you were like kind of unreachable.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's a lot of access to. Yeah.
It's good and it's bad. I mean, I remember way back in the day, there was this girl, I can't remember her last name right now. It was Jenny Cam. And she was like the first life streamer where like 99% of her life was just live. You could just click on her 24/7 and just see what she was up to. And, we tune in working those late nights at Epic and see like, what's Jenny up to? And like, she's sleeping. And you see a lot of the streamers will do this thing where they'll have a camera on them while they're just sleeping. And I don't know if that's beautiful or sad, right?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of odd a bit, especially the ones who have things like redeems, like, wake me up by subscribing, or wake me up by dropping like a certain amount of subscribers. I'm like, that is your
Yeah.
sleep. Sleep is actually very important to the way that we function and operate as
Yeah.
human beings. It bothers me to the point of like, are they sacrificing their mental health? Or are they sacrificing their physical well-being?
Oh, probably.
And
I would think.
that's
some.
scary to me.
I mean, there are people that they are desperate to get a little bit of money because the world is increasingly expensive. But I mean, I think there's a certain amount of mental health and dignity involved. It's like when Lauren's like, I'm going to do the streaming thing a few years ago. I was like, okay, cool. Please don't be one of those streamers that for a tip or whatever, sub, you'll write somebody's name and of course dry erase, but write their name on your chest or whatever, or like put stickers all over your body. Like I let her pie me in the face on camera. Fine. Right. Like,
here's a pinky toe. People freak out.
Oh my God. Feet?
5 stars.
Hold on.
The stream.
Does your avatar have feet? Let's get to the.
Oh, it does actually. Hold on. I think I can show you.
Do we have a drum roll, Brian?
Hold on. We have a drum. let me check. I have
Ooh. Ascending. We're ascending. Look at those thighs, men. Look at this. They call me Thigh Senpai for a reason.
Uh-oh. There they are.
Hey, there we go. She floats, folks. She floats.
She does. She floats.
And even the physics of the little dress are like you're underwater. It's fucking hilarious.
Do you change your outfit, or did you always look this way? I'm just curious.
This is my spring outfit. So I have a couple different. Yeah, I know. I have a lovely texture artist. Her name is Tay Katz, and she is my VTubing godmama. We call her because in the VTuber world, you have a mama and a papa. The person who creates the arts, the person who rigs the art, and you have a godmama sometimes.
It's a whole thing.
Who retextures your character, and so she makes different outfits and things for me.
What would you let's like, hypothetically, let's design our avatars, Cliff. Me, I'm a big Ninja Turtle guy. Can I have something like that? Can I have like a cool Ninja Turtle looking avatar?
I think you could probably be anything you
my-
wanted to be with enough money and resources. You could be anything on the internet.
Well, that was
don't have that.
shit. Well, that was the thing that
Two things I don't have: money and resources. Damn it.
Ah, dang.
Well, I when I told Lauren, it's like, oh, we're getting Genna on. She's like, oh, that's awesome. And we were talking about the whole VTuber thing and the psychology and mentality behind it. And she's like, yeah, apparently those avatars to get one you really want aren't cheap to pay the godmother or whatever terms you were using right there.
Wow.
And like for me, I would want, since I had posted in my socials earlier this week that I finally got my Optimus shrine like lit the way I want it to be with all my different sizes of Optimus and everything like that. But there's this one figure I found at one of the cons. I can't remember the name of it. Somebody had posted on my socials. It's like this cute little anime woman. But she has like the jacket that looks kind of like Prime's, chest piece. She's got like, it just looks like if you took Optimus Prime and made him this cute little anime woman. And it's just and her pose is even awesome and everything like that. I would love like whatever my version of that would be without flames, because fuck Michael Bay.
I think you should be that and the Monopoly guy mixed together. I want Optimus Prime with a little monocle, maybe a little comb over, and in a tuxedo. That's what I want.
What are you saying about comb overs there?
No, I'm just saying. I think Mr. Monopoly has like the top hat. I think that would be fun.
That's the mashup we did not know we needed.
Right? That's what. If there's an artist out there that wants to make Cliff as Optimus Prime, Mr. Monopoly guy, go for it.
But so Genna, seriously though, like I'm gonna put my little like that biz hat on for a second. Like, is there a way on your stream that I haven't seen where you can monetize people if they donate or subs or whatever, like that they can actually change the color of the outfit or your hair or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, they don't have to pay money. A lot of times I tie mine to just like watch time. So you get like channel points just from watching the stream, because to me, I can't really speak for other VTubers. They run their own racket, however they want to go about it.
For lack of a better term.
Well, yeah. Business model, quote unquote. For me, my biggest fear is rocking up to stream and nobody will be there. So for me, I like to reward people, on things that's not exactly money, but more so just, their time, because time is an invaluable resource. We can't get that back. Time is something you can't get back. Everybody always wants more of it.
One thing you might want to think about, and it's your stream and you're doing quite well doing it. It could be cool to like, people could spend a little money for an outfit and then the money could go to like colorectal research maybe.
That's true. That would be very cool, actually.
Actually, to go back to that for a second, I have a friend of mine named Brooks Bell in Raleigh. She was diagnosed with colorectal cancer. I can't recall what stage it was, but she was maybe 42-ish at the time. And she wound up beating it. And then her whole full-time gig now is to raise awareness for it to the point where she actually has like a whole clothing line. I can't remember the name. It's called like something ass, but it's like A55. And I got a shirt from it that I bought when it says colonoscopy enthusiast. And
that's amazing.
I've seen that, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, you wear it, and everyone's just like, butts, but it's like, no, actually, the median age that they're suggesting, they used to be like 50, and like, no, like it's younger and younger. Personally, I blame processed food, but we'll put that over here. I've had 3 so far, and what they always say is the prep is the worst fucking part. Brian, have you actually? I know you did the shit in the box thing, but
no, because I'm 46. I did it last year, and then the doctor said do that, and then in 3 years you can get a real colonoscopy. I was like, let's go.
The prep is hell. You drink the fluid, which
my wife's had some for another thing, which it's awful.
Yeah, and you just shit yourself for like 2-3 hours, and then they give you propofol. They tell you to count down from 100, you're like 99, done. Yeah.
I was thinking was what's so. Oh, sorry, go Cliff. My bad.
It's one of those things. If you're 40 on up, get and everyone always like but like no, it's a real thing. People take very fucking seriously.
Yeah, I think with the rise in celebrities who have recently like started passing away from these things, Chadwick Boseman, for example, or James Vanderbeek, passed away both at very young ages from bowel type related cancers and colorectal cancers. I think a lot of the reason why we now see different statistics is actually just because for the longest time boys weren't getting their butts checked. It was embarrassing. It was something that
Yeah.
they didn't want to talk about. They didn't want to address. Like, I don't want to go to the doctor. And women as well.
It's not gonna make me gay.
Gayer. Yeah.
But
you know what's funny?
I'm glad more people are getting checked. That's great. That's fantastic.
You have such a delightful voice, Genna, and I think it
Aw,
matches your avatar perfectly. It would be so funny. Does anybody just do like just like a mean old hag from like Snow White with like their normal voice as an avatar, or is it always
That would be
is it always like
so
something?
funny.
Is it something always that looks like you, like this real the attractive fairy princess thing, or does someone ever just
Yeah.
like Large Marge from Pee Wee's Big Adventure or something? Like I think
love
that's what I would do, and that's
Yeah.
why I would make no
for
money
sure.
doing this.
Because I mean, when I like if I play a video game that doesn't have voice acting, you better believe I'm going to use my talents and I'm going to voice those characters the way I think they are. And
Nice.
of course, they're still seeing my avatar on screen. So
Gotcha.
I'm over here,
Yeah.
like a lot lizard, smoking 50 packs a day. Call your mother. Like it's absolutely it gives them the giggles because here I am looking all ha 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 and the voice just does not match.
That
That's
contrast
great.
is gold.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that could be just amazing to do, like a northeastern, like from
Just a
from,
disgusting
from
Boston
from
accent.
Worcester, yeah, like hey, Jeff, we as you guys going to pack the cat, that kind of thing, like it'd be a fun contrast. Hey, so real quick, I want to geek out a little bit about some video games with you. What
of
you've been playing and
course.
streaming. So I want to talk about the Adventures of Elliot.
Oh, I love the Adventures of Elliot. That's such a cool game.
You told me about
Um,
this recently, Cliff, right? This one. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Link to the Past, like, I came up with the original Zelda. I was like, I hear it has a gold cartridge. Is it real gold? I don't know, but I want to get it. And like, I was such a Mario fan. It's like the first commercial for Zelda was completely stupid. It was this guy wearing all black going, Tektites, Octoroks, levers. And we're like, what is this stuff? This is fucking stupid.
Remember
And
the
the next
rapping
time, like,
Nintendo kid? Remember the rapping Nintendo kid?
No.
Oh my god, that was a Zelda commercial. It was like this 9-year-old white kid rapping about Zelda. It was the lamest thing ever. It was amazing.
Oh, says the guy who loved the Turtles rap.
Well, that was cool, man. How dare you?
Uh-huh.
No love
Yeah.
for the DK rap.
So going back to the SNES, to go back to our earlier thing we were talking about, like, to get Link to the Past, which I still think is one of the, like, Breath of the Wild and all that. We'll put that over here. But Link to the Past, Zelda to me was a top-down game. Like that's
Yeah.
just Zelda to me. And everything I've heard about the upcoming movie, I'm like, fingers crossed, fingers crossed.
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, they better
but-
get it right, otherwise. Whoo, hoo, hoo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Mario movies were great, so it is what it is. But the thing is that whole, like, playing Elliot, which is such a weird name for the record. It's just like
Elliot?
it scratched that itch, and I'm like, but at the same time, I was like, okay, and this is the part of the dungeon where I push the thing, and this is the part where the boss is this, and like, it was almost like a gateway for people who hadn't played a Zelda game, a top-down Zelda style game. And I was like, can we get to the part where it gets a little bit, because I was just played the demo. I don't even know if the full game's out yet. And I'm like, can we make it a little bit more difficult now? So I'll probably go back to it and play it. And like, I think that guy, based on his sketch, I'm like, that guy is going to be evil and he's going to open the portal to the other area. Yeah, no way, right?
How did you know he only had like the evil protag haircut and like I think he had a mustache and probably glasses probably, and he probably pushed them up too.
Exactly.
No one will believe this evil plot. It was me, Dio.
But I still love the fact that a game like that can exist, where it's, the majority of it has that kind of sweet pixel art, but there's still some pseudo 3D elements in it. And, in a world of quadruple A. And the thing that, Eurogamer of all people had contacted me, because we've had an uneven relationship over the years. And they, I know there's no person Eurogamer, obviously. It's just the writers were at, oh, Cliff's awesome. He made this cool stuff. Oh, fuck that guy. And like, okay, who are you? Which Eurogamer do I get this week? And they
John
like,
Eurogamer. Fuck you, John Eurogamer.
Yeah, little did I know he was like the guy in Elliot who we all should have known the entire time. And they're like, okay, we're writing a positivity kind of thing about the state of the industry right now. And I was like, well, because positivity doesn't sell in a world of rage bait. And so I'm like, because we've seen all the layoffs, and I've said before, Sony and Microsoft, I don't know if they know what the fuck they're doing lately. And I was like, okay, well, here's some positive things, like the games I want to play lately, mostly, I loved, Pragmata and Expedition 33, which 33 was just
beautiful.
amazing.
The return to turn base, amazing. Like
But still, I love the
loved it.
slight action with the parries. I love they kept you on your fucking toes. So good. But the thing is, I just love all these indie games lately.
Same. And so did Microsoft. They picked them all up at the very last E3. Do you remember the very last E3?
Well,
Microsoft comes out and they basically are like, hey, do you know all of these indie studios and all these indie games you love? We bought them. We're going to support their dreams.
But they didn't. And Sony was doing indies before that. That's why people were like, oh, cool. Yeah. I'm like, hello, I'm a PlayStation guy. Like, I've been playing indies for a decade because there's so many on PlayStation. But you know what I'm playing now? I'm playing Restory. I just got like 2 days ago. It's a game where all you do is repair and fix old like Nokia phones, Atari 2600s, PSPs, and it's like it's the coziest, most chill. I'm just sitting there just clicking. I'm just like, this is so much fun. I love doing this, and it's like it's such a nothing game, but it's so well done. It's got like awesome lo-fi beats to it the whole time. There's a little bit of a weird story to it as well, but it's just the chillest, most cozy game. I'm like, this is great. This is so much fun to do. Yeah, I just got that like 2 days ago. I've been playing it a lot.
I feel like a lot of people are leaning into cozy and comfort games these days, and I think maybe that's also another reason why people gravitate towards VTubers, because we look cozy. Some of us.
You look quite cozy, ma'am.
Right, thank you. Thank you. You are so kind. Thank you.
I just keep looking at your ears. Your ears are mesmerizing.
Oh, my ears. Yes. The ears. Yeah.
Well, no, they really do. They keep moving as well, like a cartoon. It's great. It's
they
very
do,
funny.
because they are rigged to my eyes. So every time that I blink, my ears move. Yeah.
It reminds me, years ago, we used to have these little like brain sensor ears that you could buy. I don't know if you guys ever saw them. And you put them on, and if you were excited, the ears would wiggle. And depending on how excited you were, they'd wiggle faster. And Lauren and I bought a pair of them, and we put them on, and then we smooched each other, and they went all like wiggle, wiggle. I'm like, okay, I do like her, and she did not in fact eat garlic. And then I was fucking around. I had my pair at Epic, and I went and I put them on Tim Sweeney, and they didn't move at all.
Did you
They
smooch
didn't
them?
move.
No?
No. I kissed his ass for a higher percentage of ownership, but no, I put them on Tim, and Tim just sat there.
It's like Lorne Michaels. Yeah,
Wow.
I have a pair of underwear that does that. But I put it on, and it wiggles when I get excited. It's a very fun thing. I found it. Spencer's gifts.
I thought you were gonna make the point they didn't move because you hadn't washed them in so fucking long.
I should have. Either way.
How did we get here?
I don't know.
The game I downloaded was that library game, the Arcane Library.
I just saw that trailer like earlier today. Is it cool, or is it like?
Apparently you just show up, and this is I might have fucking OCD. I don't know. That's the thing I was going to say earlier, Brian, about having the 1-year-old and the 6-year-old in my house. I'm just like, that light fixture's off, motherfucker.
Yep.
They can't visit again, Lauren. And it's just like you show up at this beautiful library, and just the books are just like a 8.0 earthquake hit, and it's on you, intrepid librarian, to sort them all. And it's supposed to be really rewarding. And then that's the thing I was saying earlier, Genna, was that I just finished Power Wash Simulators campaign. Yeah, I blew it off for a few years when it first came out, and I was like, you know what? I'm coming off Expedition 33. I need something just
My favorite pack of theirs is the Warhammer pack.
There's a lot. There's a lot of
Warhammer pack.
Covered in blood or what? Like,
oh, it's just fantastic. Like, I mean, it's like, how can this ever be clean in the grim dark? Warhammer, how can this stuff ever be clean? And you know it's not going to stay clean either, but you're doing it anyway.
You know, it would be oh my god, it'd be a great mod for that. Like, you're taking a dark, grim dark universe like that. When as it gets the cleaner, it gets the more cartoony and like bubbly Roger Rabbit. It starts looking. Like, we have this character, like, and then it just turns into like a big, like, how's it going, guys? Kind of thing.
That would actually be really cool. Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah. That's the thing is, it's just, for me, it's, in the friend swap. Lauren loves the fucking friend swap.
I I have some
I was playing
issues
Big
with Friend
Walk.
Swap,
I was playing
but
Big Walk with Bryles the other day. Big Walk, that new game. It was so much fun.
oh,
It was so much fun.
That's not friend slap though. That's made with love.
Yes, it is. That's true. She was calling it friend. There's another term, like more endearing term, but it was. We played for hours with 4 people, and it was just it was such a fun. Like you're walking around like this. It's like Myst, kind of like that, like an island with like puzzles. You got to solve them together. You have to work together. It's proximity chats. If they go too far, you can't hear somebody, and it's a really, really, really well done, awesome game called.
Can you get a megaphone?
No, but you got like a laser pointer, you get a flare gun,
right? Cool.
you have walkie-talkies, you have things like that. Yeah, it's really, really once you do more and more puzzle, like stuff opens up, you're like, holy cow, this is actually way bigger than I thought. It's a really well done game.
I'll give it a go actually, and maybe we'll play it again. I'm so scared of just any voice talking in any games because Lauren, the whole thing is she gets, hey, go back into the kitchen and make a sandwich, and she's like, okay, I'm really good at making sandwich. What kind of sandwich would you like? And they're like, oh. And then my friend Epoch, he's a black dude, and he still gets the whole N-word shit nonstop on there.
Oh, I hate that.
They think they're being edgy.
I know they think they're being so cool. It's like, okay, like say it in real life. Say it to my face. Just I wish a bitch would. I wish a bitch would.
I love those fuck around and find out videos online. But hey, so when we were talking about friend slap, Jenny, you were saying something about having an issue with them or something.
Yeah.
Well, look, it's a very interesting. Like someone literally had like the best idea ever when they thought about it, selling things as like basically like a 4-pack. Like, hey, here's this friend swap game, and guess what? You can get it for yourself and 3 of your friends. I mean, it's really good mouth-to-mouth marketing, right? Because you're playing a thing, and people are going to be, well, I want to play too. Well, you have to get it. I already bought it for 3 of my friends. You want to come play with us? We'll mod it, but you have to buy your own copy. Da da da. It's just.
It's one less friction point.
Yeah. It's
but
it's just not. A lot of them aren't good.
Yeah, right. It's becoming saturated. Yeah, it's becoming saturated with junk.
Right. It's just like the effort behind it seems so low. I mean, there are definitely games that I feel that get put into that category that aren't exactly slop. Like I, for example, think that Peak is actually quite nice. Peak is about teamwork.
Brian loves that.
Yeah.
It's teamwork. The graphics are very well done. It's from what I've experienced, a pretty well optimized game. What I don't enjoy is when it's just the lowest, like the bar is on the floor, and I don't care if it only costs $2. Again, time is such a valuable resource. You could be playing anything. You could be playing something that would help enrich your lives or really truly helping you and your friends, be closer, teamwork and stuff. But a lot of people do like the jank. So I can't hate on them for liking the jank of some of the friend slop games at the very, bottom of the barrel.
This is like what happened to the original Wii Shop, with like that shovelware was just like it was 90% shovelware. It's just like people just getting they were just getting games out just because, and it's like and it became a mess. But yeah, VR is kind of the same way too. There's a lot of bad VR stuff. There's some amazing stuff if you find it, but a lot of it's just like, all right, this isn't that.
The problem is they're hoping that the users will separate the wheat from the chaff. But I think what's happening in
usually
a lot of
happens.
Spaces, but going back to the fucking Atari crash in the 80s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Genna, one of these things that we do in town is it's called Retro Bits, and Brian's the host, and he has myself occasionally and some local comedians occasionally. But the whole MO is it's like Mystery Science Theater 3000, where Brian hosts and playing games that are really shitty. And just slopped on to whatever the Atari 2600 or the NES and everything beyond, and it usually yields some pretty good comedy, and ultimately ends with the games Custer's Revenge and Beat 'em and Eat 'em, which were the 2 games that were made to be all like scandalous. Were Beat 'em and Eat 'em.
Those X-rated Atari 2600 games.
Oh my
goodness!
They're
awful. Yeah,
they're
Google Beat 'em and Eat 'em.
They're so bad. On a lighter note.
Yes.
A buddy of mine, Sean, who's the other half of Tosh, the Bindi Smalls, the cosplayer. We had dinner, and I was like, "What are you guys playing lately?" And Sean's like, "Dispatch," and he's like, "It's great." So I went and downloaded it, started playing it, and the animation is fucking awesome. The character design is great. It's very well acted too. And then I'm like, "Oh, it's all QuickTime events," which I don't mind. But I'm like, I want to just see the world and watch this. I don't really feel like playing it. But he says apparently there actually is branching story arc. Have you played it, Genna?
I have. I completed. I finished the game. I want to go back and do the story again and make the other choice. I don't want to spoil too much for you, but you're basically kind of choosing between two love interests in that story, and there's a lot of other decisions that you get to make. One, I think the fact that it was voice acted fully was fantastic. It's basically like playing through a comic book almost. It's the story is actually very, very good. And
it's when you're doing the actual gameplay part, like the sending them off.
The QTEs, it's very satisfying.
It's so funny, like their banter with each other and how like they're very rude to each other, but in like in a fun way. Like, I love that. It was I thought the voice acting is probably one of the best I've heard in games in a very long time. It was so good.
Oh, same. I think that the humor was just really spot on. Just like a lot of tongue-in-cheek, jokes that you might not think that you would hear in a video game. It's almost kind of like Disco Elysium, with the way that the writing took a lot of people off guard. And it's like, oh my god, you can write like this in video games? What? What?
I love that there's two moments, so I will go back to it now because you both.
Stick with it. It's only like 8 hours total because it's 8 episodes. Are like
it's pretty short.
Oh, I know. It's doing QTEs on my mouse is weird, but we'll that's not matter. But the whole you're called toxic, that works on like so many levels. He's like, that's why I picked it. And then the whole shot where like he's naked and then it's just like his dick is right in the foreground.
I know.
It's like nice dick,
right.
And it's so that game, I remember there was a controversy because like I think the Switch, the standard copy on the Switch was an edited copy, but on PS5 and whatever, PS5 is like, hey, do you want cock and balls or no? And you could like actually say no, just give me the unedited one. But I think people were mad at the Switch because it's like, we want cock, damn it, in our video game. How dare you make that choice for us?
Was there like a cock at the beginning of there's a slider bar if like you just want the dick head or all the way down to the balls?
Right.
It's like Baldur's Gate out here. Select your dick type.
Well, that's the other thing is everything right now is getting because I didn't play Baldur's Gate 3 and like I have that RPG itch hitting me again because I came up with Phantasy Star and Lunar Silver Star Story and all those games, and like I want to get back into RPGs because I hadn't played them in years, and Expedition got that part of me, and so I'm like okay, what am I going to tackle? What's the other one? Midnight Shift or something? That's that little indie game where you're like working the 7-Eleven. I can't remember if that's what it's called. And you're trying to figure out who's the monsters who you're checking out and things like that.
So that whole Papers, Please spinoff. A lot of games. Do you ever play Papers?
That's the one in Area 51 one, right?
Kind of. No, it's like old Russia. It was on the PS Vita at first, and then there's a lot of games that have come out that are similar, where you're like a bouncer at a bar and you have to like let the right monster in or don't let this person in. And some are very fun, some are very serious. Like Papers, Please is a very dark game, but it's really, really good. And then I think people took that and made it either lighter or funnier and things. But I played a couple of different games like that where you're like a bouncer in like an alien colony. You can't let the wrong alien in, and they're very fun. But there's a few things that are similar in that type of like genre. Yeah,
it'd be really, really easy to make a racist game in that genre.
Oh my god!
Oh, yes. Totally.
But yeah, Shift at Midnight is very interesting. I think
that's it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's unusual. I mean, because I believe the thing is that you are trying to pay for your pet's medical bills in that one. Like, it's a very heartwarming idea, that you're like working. Yeah. So you're, and I think people can relate to that because, obviously everybody is struggling in this economy currently. And so, it's, I don't know, in a way kind of cathartic. It's like I'm struggling in real life. Let me go struggle in this video game, but maybe I can actually achieve a thing. Maybe I can pay for my sick pet's medical bills. If I can just pay for my virtual sick cat's medical bills, I will have done a thing I can be proud of and I can sleep well at night.
Well, going back to stupid Power Wash Simulator, it's like I forgot the term people use. So the term apparently we've all lived it. And somebody coined it. It's called the Tetris effect, right? We all know when we first started playing Tetris, we'd walk around the world and be like, okay, I could fit that there and all that. And the same, I'll be walking in public with Lauren. I'm like, okay, so like I would first go to that nozzle and then I'd rotate it 90 degrees. And then I'd start strafing all the way down that Jersey barrier, and then I go to the bottom, and I get the 90-degree angle where I'm getting like that bit, and then that little like corner where I'd have to switch to the little pointy one and go that kind of thing. Like even our own fucking shower, I'm washing my hair like, oh, that guy needed that corner. I need to get that fucking corner. And
Like,
for better or worse.
I wonder
ever. Yeah, go.
Oh, I wonder if you ever have your house power washed for any reason. I'm not sure what your exterior is like, but I just imagine them rolling up, like a whole crew, like rolling up, getting ready to power wash Cliffy B's house, right? Clifford goes outside and is like, wait, you guys, you're doing this all wrong. Here, I think we should start over here with this.
Well, it's a big stupid house where everything breaks all the time. I love it, but it's everything again. It's always fucking broken. Had
felt and heard. Yes,
surge protectors installed finally, so the new projector won't fritz out. Anyway, the whole thing is our friend Bree, Bricks Bree, Lauren's buddy. She streams.
Yeah.
She's does QA at Epic. She's really talented artist, really great person. She posted these.
She's an incredible artist. I saw some stuff posted today. She's incredible.
I have her shit hanging in my house. That's how good she is.
I didn't know. She's awesome.
So she got a pressure washer for her house, and she was posting like these videos of it on her Instagram. And I was like, oh, so good. But the thing is, she was doing the whole like, it was vertically aligned, and she's going left to right. I'm like, good.
Yep,
and then she went horizontal, and then just started doing that up and down. I'm like, no. And you can see it wasn't doing it as effectively. I was just like, fuck. So thanks, Power Wash Simulator, for ruining my social media feed.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Let's Cliff, let's ask Genna our usual question. We got to wrap this up. I could talk for another 5 hours, but
I've done a remarkable job of not staring at the pillows the entire time, for the record.
Oh, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Do you get offended? Would you get offended if we did? Is that okay?
No, not really.
Okay,
I mean,
that's what they're there for.
I mean, it's just.
She's moving the shoulders now. It's cascading effect right there.
Oh my gosh, I can move my shoulders.
God.
Yes.
Okay. On that note, so the podcast, as you know, is called F13. We originally called it Crunch Time, but it turns out there are a million Crunch Time podcasts, and findability is a big thing. So the question we ask everyone at the end of the podcast is if you had an F13 button, because keyboards go to F12 and then we go to F13. If you could have the F13 button and press it and have it, give you a superpower, give you whatever you want, end world hunger, whatever you want, what would your F13 button do? What would that F13 button do?
Oh my goodness. Now that is an amazing question, actually. Wow.
It would make you choose the yellow or the brown dress.
I don't even know that fucking reference. I don't know that reference.
Imagine. I think, there's so much possibility. There's so much room for possibility here. I think for me personally, it would freeze time. It would give people a pause, a break to be able to explore the things that they want to explore, engage in the hobbies that they haven't had the time to engage in or the resources to engage in. I would want them to take time for themselves, because I feel like these days everybody is always online. Everything is online. Everything is now. Emails are even kind of slow now. Now it's all like, DMs, or it's Discord, or, everybody has such instantaneous contact to everyone. I'm not really entirely sure that our brains were meant to function that way.
They're not. You're right.
Everybody is just always plugged in and always wired. And I know that sounds really odd coming from someone who literally makes their career online, but I feel like we are losing a big part of just, I don't know, the beauty of life in a way that we don't take time to pause and just appreciate that there are so many great things that we can achieve in this life. And it's not always just about now. Everything's just moving so fast, and I'm not going to try to age us here, but we all remember a time before that, and a lot of people these days, you're not born without knowing that social media exists. Your life is perpetually captured and presented online for everyone. Nothing is ever forgotten. Anything on the internet, the internet is forever, and I don't know. I wish people could pause a little bit more.
Great answer.
Stop and smell the fucking roses, people.
Yes.
Touch some grass, even if it's virtual, and then maybe also clean that grass or mow that grass. You know.
Smell it. Smell
It's getting out of hand. Damn it! Go power wash something for real. Go power wash your driveway.
It's hot out there.
People have actually done a career now since playing that game. Like, imagine.
See,
Possible.
I worked at my cousin's restaurant a long time ago, and I remember they had me power wash like the back deck, which is in the behind the restaurant. Disgusting, like an inch of just filth. And I remember I had the power. I was like, oh my god! I was like probably 19, 20. I was like, this is so much fun. I remember that was the first time I actually used a real power washer, and it was amazing.
I'm thinking about buying. I'm thinking about buying one. On that note,
You should just be careful. I think if you set those things like too high, you can like ruin like grout work and granite and stuff, and that would be an expensive fix.
You know what we're gonna do for a promo vid? We're gonna blast ourselves with power washes, Cliff, for our promo video. That's what you got to do.
Oh
too.
my god!
To get some, we'll go 100 yards apart, or even just like maybe closer, and see who falls.
Be that like that scene in
like power
Maine
wash
where they killed the
wars,
neighbor.
like 1v1. Oh my! Wait a minute. Okay, so hear me out. Hear me out.
idea for a game.
Okay,
Holy cow.
like paintball, right? Like paintball,
Yes.
right? Oh, so color the water, right? And then like make a course.
Yes.
Literal 1v1. Let's go.
I love
Flay
power
the
wash
flesh from their bones.
Power wash warriors. I love it.
Yeah. We can make armor for that too. Oh my gosh.
Okay,
We need to monetize this.
Years of power washers.
Don't bring it back to Gears.
Power washers of war.
Can we go back to Jazz? Jenna gets points for bringing up Jazz. Thank you for coming, Jenna.
This was awesome. This was so much fun. Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Cliff, loan me 50 grand so I can make an avatar for myself, please.
Seriously, let's talk about that offline. I think it'd be fucking hilarious.
No, 100%. Let's do it.
Cool. Get people follow Genna at Genna Bain, GENNA on Instagram and Twitch and all that stuff. Follow us at F13 Podcast. Leave us a message at speakpipe.com/F13 Podcast. Oh my God, Squirtle
keep
Combat.
it short, people.
Someone just a Squirtle Combat would be a great name for that game. That's perfect. I love it. Good job, Chris. And we'll talk to you guys next week. Thank you very much for listening. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye bye.